If you could live green, would you? I'm Nick Fedorov, host of Things Green, where we introduce nuggets of green lifestyle from gardening, upcycling, answering your questions, sustainability, even discussing environmental issues. You can become more confident in making the right decisions for you and your family. So come along as we are Things Green. I don't know why, but for some reason I feel so hungry right now. I understand there's a whole bunch of food over here.
No, feed. Horse feed.
Oh, horse
We're going to see some horse feed.
I eat like a horse.
You can try it if you want. You can try
You're in the right place then, because we're going to learn all about how this horse feed's made and where it goes.
Okay, full disclosure here. I've been traveling the United States. I've been going to shows and such like, and trade shows and meeting a lot of people. I have been telling people all over the place that I'm coming here today to see what your operation is, to look at that, get a backstage passes, things that people normally can't see, and they're hands down. Everybody says, make sure you tell me when that show is going to play.
Great.
I'm telling you, people are really excited about it.
Are they nervous we're going to make fools of ourselves and they want us to see us be entertaining?
No, because when I tell them that we're in Kentucky, that's related to horses.
Yes, sir.
When there's related to thoroughbreds. In fact, I had even one guy come up to me. He says, "My daughter raises Arabian horses." He says, "We need a source." I mean, he got all excited. It was really interesting. I said, "I don't know. Is your horse in the Kentucky Derby?" So I don't know how that works. So and that's why I'm here today, because I know you guys have such a rich history. You know, you go to the website hallwayfeeds.com. It's really amazing how it started. It's a family business on top of that, and we're in America, and and that's just beautiful. So where are we? What am I doing here?
Well, here you are. You're at Hallway Feeds, and you've got it right. The bits and pieces there. We're going to learn about making horse feed, where it goes. Yes, you're right. We do feed Kentucky Derby horses, and we'll show you pictures of, say, 15 winners that we fed.
Nice. Any one of them your favorites, and anyone that you could,
Oh, favorites. I'll always go back to Barbaro because I thought he was going to be the first Triple Crown winner that I was going to see. So loved that horse. But we've had a lot of special ones. Orb was raised on the farm where I grew up as a child, and then is a Kentucky Derby winner. He was one that we fed from conception all the way through to the Derby. Morgan, do you have a favorite?
I mean, all of them aren't my favorite. I think the most memorable for myself would be American Pharoah, being able to sit there and watch this horse win every single Triple Crown race, which was the first in how many years?
38 years, I think it was.
38 years. And just being able to say that we had a small part in it, it was...
It's pretty fascinating, yeah?
And then not just the Kentucky Derby horses. There's a lot of other horses that we feed too.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, sir.
The hungry ones.
The hungry ones.
We'll feed any horse, but we do have a long list of horses, some Olympic show jumpers, dressage horses,
Really?
reiners.
Absolutely.
We feed a lot more than just thoroughbreds.
Nice. Okay, so I'm going to have to correct you. I know it's your story. You said the most memorable one was the one that you just mentioned. I think the most memorable one was that one right there.
That one right, yeah, right. It is, we are horse people. It's, you come to Hallway Feeds and we are horse people.
That's part of the
evident
game.
right here.
That's part of the game, isn't it?
Dad said if you've never been off, you've never been on.
Oh, too funny. Okay, we're here. Where do we start?
Well, you're in the right place.
The first thing I see are these grinding wheels.
Well, the millstones, we wore those out. We had to replace them yesterday.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, the new ones just got put in.
So these stones right here, were they actually used one time?
They were, but just not here. Not at this mill. No.
Okay.
So where we
Not
are.
around that long.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if you don't know what these are, what happens is that they put them in a certain configuration. They would put the feed inside of it, and then they would grind them down. Some people in parts of the country, they still make flour with this kind of technology.
Do they still have a water wheel turning
the
everything?
water wheel turning it, and the horse is turning around,
Yeah.
making sure. But I would imagine you guys are a little bit more advanced.
Well, we have advanced beyond having the millstones grind everything up. So we're actually in our second location.
Oh.
So this is not the original location. So we built this in 1985 and started making feed here in February of 1986.
Okay.
So we'll be able to show you a little model of what the original mill was like that
All right.
kind of catapulted them into the Hall family that you mentioned into this stage of the game where it's all about horses and making feed.
Very good.
But you're right. We've advanced from the millstone to more computing power out here than sent man to the moon.
Well, let's see what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have a door over here. This is a barn door and an office of all things. Very chic.
We wouldn't have anything else.
I know. I like
And we even
that.
have a few sheiks here, so
Look at
you
that.
know, in the industry.
Didn't realize I was going to be with a bunch of comedians today. So we've got like a little tiny store.
Well, that little retail shop.
Okay.
These are for odds and ends, for walk-in customers that do want to come and buy, one bag or a truckload at a
Is
time.
this a weather rock? If it's wet.
It is, yeah. If it's gone, it's a tornado.
Yeah.
One of those. Yeah.
You get some if this is missing, and you get some.
You're in
pretty
trouble.
good, yeah.
No,
Very good.
that is simply salt.
Salt.
You have to provide salt to horses, and
they lick it up.
it's a bit of a toy as well as providing salt.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, which way are we going?
We're going to head straight out here on the dock.
Okay, very good. So, loading docks.
Yeah, you're at the loading dock. I like to come out here, though, because of the truck scale we have out front. So that's actually kind of where it begins for us to actually get our hands on products.
Okay.
So that's not a truck that's bringing an ingredient to us right now.
Uh-huh.
That's actually a truck that's going to be loaded with finished product. But when ingredients come in, those are pallets of finished product right here. So that's our most popular race mix right there, Race 13.
And these are kind of on the heavy side.
50 pounds.
50 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Each
They're-
one's measured up at 50 pounds. It's not by volume.
Nope, by weight.
By weight. So, that's all regulated consumer, there's consumer regulation standards. They're going to come in, weigh all those bags to make sure that they're at least 50 pounds. They don't mind if we give away extra,
Yeah.
but it better be at least 50 pounds.
Okay, now a really interesting sensation just came up. I was
Okay.
standing right here. I smelled nothing. I took one step back. All of a sudden, I smell farm, but not the stinky part of the farm.
No.
Yeah.
The feed room on the farm.
Yeah. What do we got going on?
Wow, you're looking at the meat of the operation right here in the production. We got robots stacking feed. We got robots bagging feed.
Wow.
And really, before we get into this, we need to go to the production office and see the computing power behind all of this.
Okay, and look at all that stuff. That is just
It's just moving right along.
yeah.
When it's operating at maximum speed, we can put out almost 18 bags per minute,
Nice.
just on the one line. So now you're really getting into the heart of it. You can see we're getting big, and we've got the bins up
Right,
high.
look at all those pipes.
Yeah,
and you got
all the
things.
ingredients up high.
That's got to be a really tiny truck in order to fill up whatever's right there.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
How you doing? Good to meet you too. This is Jared right here.
How are you?
Who we got here?
Wes.
Wes. Hey, Wes. Pleasure. Look, you guys are playing computer games all day, huh?
Yes.
Nice.
So this is why I said we needed to get in here and see all this behind it being bagged. So if we look at this screen up here, this is receiving. So the truck's coming in, it's getting unloaded right now. We follow the lines and see that he's bringing in a version of wheat right now and putting it in the bins directly over our heads. Don't worry, they've been here since 1985. They're not going
Okay.
anywhere. There's
Well,
only a few
I don't know.
100,000 pounds up
You had
there.
85.
A few years.
Top
yeah.
quick.
Yeah. So
I want to get outside.
So that's how we receive it and put the ingredients away.
Okay.
And then you pointed at that triangular shaped hopper out there, and that is where the ingredients fall in to start the process of batching and mixing the feed. So it falls into that hopper, the micro ingredients meet up, so the vitamins and minerals that we need to add in extra drops down underneath the floor. That's
Oh,
a
so it's
mixer.
mixing it at the same time?
Right now it's currently mixing. 4
Okay.
tons of horse feed are in that mixer right now, being thrown from side to side.
Does it have to stay in there for a certain period of time?
3 to 5 minutes,
Oh,
depending
that's
on the
not long.
product. No, not long at all. No.
I mean,
So
the shakes that I make take longer than that
Yeah.
sometimes.
I guess, yeah. Again, we move it way up in the mill, and then that is a product called Prep 14 that they just finished making and are putting away. It's for sales prepping horses, anything you need to put weight on. So this time of year in Kentucky, we're very interested in the yearlings getting prepped and looking like the athletes that they're going to be later in life because they're going to the sales.
Okay, so there's different feed for different functions.
Oh man, there's a feed for gestating brood mares, for lactating brood mares, for weanlings, for yearlings, for breeding stallions, for not breeding stallions, for race horses, for barrel horses. We have to look at what they're doing, how old they are, the body condition we want them to be in. Maybe they're pasture ornaments where we just like to have them outside and we just need to provide the vitamins and minerals to them. So there's lots of little questions that we have to ask horse owners to find just the right feed for their horse.
Okay, very good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then what happens?
We mix it, and if it's what we used to call a sweet feed, you smelled it when you walked in, that molasses in the air. We refer to those as textured feeds now because we try and not make them as sweet as they used to be.
Do they literally have molasses in it, or is that just
No,
the
they
same?
literally have molasses in it.
Really?
Yeah, we'll be able to show you a screen where it's right after it's sprayed on, and you'll see the difference. If it's a pelleted product, though, horses really like pelleted products. It's all a powder when it's down in the mixer, and it actually has to run through a pellet mill that will turn it from all that loose powder and compress it into a pellet that the horses will enjoy eating. Yes, sir. So we're adding.
Okay, so like some meal that I've seen before is really, really tiny. For the horses, is it bigger because they're bigger animals?
Yes. Well, not because they're bigger animals, but part of it's ease of manufacturing. We like a 1/2-inch cube, but then the horses enjoy eating a 1/2-inch cube. It doesn't freeze up in the wintertime, which is a bonus for the humans, because unlike LA, we get some freezing temperatures.
They
here.
don't have to cook it with their eggs in the morning.
Yeah, we're
at
not.
the same
Yeah,
time.
we're not. We're not in the warm room. Flipping it over, my breakfast, horse breakfast, nothing like that.
Okay.
So those pellets work well. They don't freeze up. The horses actually utilize them better. As soon as they start to chew on them, they salivate more. There's more water in the digestive tract, and there's more area for absorption of all the vitamins and minerals and the nutrients that are in the feed.
Nice.
So we really do like the pelleted products, and that's what's being made here is a pellet. So it uses steam to hold it all together. Goes through a pellet mill, which just forces. It's like playing with Play-Doh. Our pellet mill has round holes in it. We squeeze it out through the round holes. You know what comes out? A round pellet. Pretty simple.
Really simple.
We cool it off because you can't put it in a bag when it's all warmed up with steam. And then it goes through a shaker that separates any dust or small pellets from the good ones, and then it goes in the bag.
Great.
And that's what we're going to see because everybody wants to see the robots.
Let's go see where
we're
these
gonna
guys
see
are
the
the
robots.
action.
Thanks, Wes.
That's what I was. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good day.
So now we're in front of the robots, and everybody enjoys watching the robots. So this is what we used to do when we bagged by hand. We would pick the bags up by hand, we'd put it on the funnel, you'd press a foot pedal that holds the bag up, drop 50 pounds in. Well, you would grab it just like the robot where you grab the sides and pull it taut, and then have to grab a tag and run it through a sewing machine, somebody else would stack it.
That's got to be faster than 18
That
bags.
no, he's probably running 14 to 15 bags a minute right now.
Okay, so over here the bags are kind of
Yes, sir.
the bags are kind of puffy, but out there the bags were squish.
Right. So what happens is when you drop the feed in, there's a little air in there as well. So we sew it shut, have a tag on it, sew it shut. Goes up the conveyor, and there's actually a second conveyor there to help level it out so it's an even bag for stacking. If we didn't even it out, it would make an uneven pallet.
So how
And
many bags per pallet?
40 bags per pallet because they're 50-pound bags. So that makes 1 ton
Oh!
on every pallet of feed.
You got to have a hefty forklift to pick that up.
Yeah, so we've got, 5 or 6 hefty forklifts running around here. We got to be careful. So we like the robots. They pick it up. They know exactly which way to turn it. You'll watch on this time. It'll grab it and pause. It takes a measurement of how tall the pallet is.
Oh.
Different feeds have different densities. You looked at the Race 13. It was very flat. Other feeds with other ingredients might be fluffier, and so their pallets are taller.
So does the robot ever wake up in the morning and it's had a tough night and punches one of the bags or throws it off of it or anything?
If something happens, it's because a human wasn't watching what was going on. So you do see a little bit of feed on the floor, and that's from this morning. So we have had a bag that wasn't sewn all the way. That's the human error not catching it down there.
So this all used to be done by hand.
All of it.
All of it.
Wow.
All of it. And they laugh at me when I say, well, when I started bagging feed. So I've kind of quit saying that lately.
Pop quiz.
Yes.
How long do you think one bag of feed's gonna last?
Okay, so I raise chickens, sort of. 10 of them
You race them?
raise.
Oh, raise. Oh, okay.
raise. I don't know. One bag, is that one bag a day?
One bag per horse per week.
It's a pretty easy way to calculate.
No kidding.
Yes, sir.
Wow. I would have really thought it was a bag a day. They're big animals.
So
Is that the only thing that they eat?
No, but don't forget that's less than half of what they eat. They're also eating all the grass that's out in the pasture or any hay that we give them.
All right.
So they're gonna eat 2% of their body weight per day in forage. So a 1,000-pound horse is gonna eat 20 pounds or more per day in forage.
Okay.
And then we're gonna add the feed in depending on their use and what they're doing. That could be anywhere from a couple pounds of a balancer or up to 16 pounds per day for a racehorse.
Okay.
So when we talk about that racehorse, that thoroughbred racehorse,
Yeah.
they're going to take in somewhere around 35,000 calories per day,
Per day.
1,000.
which is what I try to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, Mr. Skinny over here.
He does
So
try.
now you're in the back warehouse.
Yeah, it's
when you
okay.
manufacture, you got to put stuff away.
We got a helicopter up here.
Well, that's another local company, Big Ass Fans. And if you could see their logo, well, you can see their logo, and you know why they're called.
They're huge.
Yeah.
The big fans.
They're big fans, and they move some air, don't they?
Okay, so he just wrapped that.
He just wrapped it. So that is
Okay.
a horse feed that we make for a co-op over in Virginia. We make all of their horse feed. So that co-op has their own feed mill, but they ask us to make their horse feed. Do you have any idea why they would do that?
Their horse feed. Because you guys know how to blend it?
Well, because we know how to do it.
We're the best.
They make feed for other species, and there's ingredients that they can use for cattle or sheep,
Oh,
hogs,
so
things
this
like that
isn't
you
just
can't
selected. You
use.
don't have to feed just the horses. You can feed other things too.
But the safest way, the most consistent way, is to just make horse feed. So if you have horses, you need to find out if where you're buying feed from makes feed for other species, because it could be dangerous.
So do you guys put on the label this product does not contain peanuts?
Well, it doesn't contain peanuts. No dairy, no dairy.
We do have labels on it saying
Yeah.
made in a
It-
equine only medicated free facility.
Yeah, we like to say drug-free, medication-free, worry-free.
So you have different colored bags.
Yeah, and that really helps us, and it helps our customer tell them apart. You can obviously tell what's going to a retail market. It's kind of like wine. You got to have the best label. So we have colorful
so the
labels,
shiny
picture
stuff.
of the
Shiny
feed,
label.
all the information we think that a consumer would need to know about the product. We got to put it on the bag because we might not be there to answer the questions. Now, here in Central Kentucky, in Kentucky, there's 209,000 head of horses. But most of them are right here within 3 counties of where we stand now. We're able to get out to those farms. We have conversations with the farm managers and owners. Those bags are a little more simple because we can go and have that one-on-one conversation and answer the questions. Right.
Nice. Now, during transport, do any of the bags ever just happen to explode?
Well, that's why you saw it get wrapped up.
Oh, okay.
Luckily, they're not pressurized. We're back at our back loading dock.
It's much cooler. It's much quieter over here. We got that forklift that's picking up a ton.
A ton,
A
literally.
ton.
But the semis and containers will back up here to be loaded. What he's moving right now is actually for local delivery. We're going to take that out to the farms. But this is where we load any of the trucks that are heading out to any other states, to any of our distributors or dealer network around the country, and to locations around the globe. I always tell people, you know how far we go. We only really ship halfway around the world. Do you know why? Because if you're going any further, you should have gone the other way.
I told you, they thought that every
Every
day.
day.
You poor thing. Well, for the record, I only have 3 jokes myself, so I understand. I totally understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we have a chamber back here for our international shipments, keep them completely separated, and make sure that we take care of them so that
Why would they be separated for the
Well, we're going to
international?
handle them in a way. There's a shelf life and an expectation of how they're going to arrive. So if your grandmother left flour sitting out on the counter too long, bugs would come crawling out of it. not into it. They would literally, there's bugs
Yeah.
inside of grains. They would come out of it.
So this right here is like, is it a cold room or cooler room?
So no, we're able to activate the bugs, not activate. If there was anything in there, we're able to actually start that process, and then we use what comes from human food, a fumigation technique to actually stop the process, just to make sure there won't be any in there.
Nice.
So you'll never see them.
So these are the smallest boxes and the smallest things that I've seen since I got here.
Yeah, not feed. These are oils that we actually sell to customers to top off the feed. So if they need a little extra shine in their beard, their coat, need a little extra shine in their coat.
Never
or
wrong,
some
nothing wrong
calories.
with getting a little extra shine.
No, absolutely. So,
Well, this is just amazing. And then, how do you guys keep everything
organized?
I mean, you got stuff that's way in the corner over there. I'm assuming it's not staying there very long.
Not very long at all. So all that feed in that area we just walked through won't exist. I'm very careful with my words. Won't exist in about 10 days. I don't mean it won't be here.
Yeah.
I don't mean it won't be at the farm. I mean it won't exist. So we walked past. We can go back up and see our guys loading our trucks right now. They they deliver every morning, Monday through Friday. So today's Friday. They're delivering today. They're going to deliver to those exact same farms next Friday.
Wow.
So the feed that we deliver today will have been fed and gone.
So it's just a constant
And
turnover.
even in other states, we've got all of our other states are ordering feed each week to replace and replenish.
So you guys are literally across the United States?
Yes, sir. If we don't have a major dealer there, we're able to ship the products direct.
Oh.
And we do that. We've shipped it to from here, we've shipped to 46 different states direct from here, and then an online platform
Okay,
as well.
so
Nobody in Hawaii has ordered any yet, so if you know anybody in Hawaii,
that would be
who wants-
great.
tons of people over
I
there.
know, so
Yeah.
good horses.
We'd really love to do that.
Of course. So with the feed itself, when there's a race day, do they feed them something else? Are they, or do they not feed them? Or how does that work?
So I tell everybody, horses are like teenagers. They need consistency. So you don't want to mess with their routine very much. They wake the horses up at the same time every day. They exercise at the same time every day. They feed them the same way every day.
I see.
Now, they'll alter it just a little. So for every pound of hay in the horse's digestive tract, there's going to be about another pound of water that goes along with that. So they might pull just a little bit of hay out of their diet for a couple days leading up, just to lighten that load a little bit, and helps that those few pounds will make a difference. But other than that, nothing's really going to change.
They're going to keep that same amount of race 13 every single day.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow, the consistency.
That's 35,000 calories.
Yeah, 35,000 calories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some chocolate last night. I think that's how much I ate. Yeah.
Well, and if you're having dark chocolate, you should have some red wine, right? You know,
Well, I'm a
it's good
teetotaler.
pairing
That's
in
the
there.
problem. See,
got
so I
it.
can't.
Okay.
I don't indulge that way.
So you're not enjoying any of the distilleries here in Kentucky?
No, just drive right on by and wave, and you know.
They're a fun tour, whether you're enjoying it or not.
You know, I've never actually done that. I've never
That's
taken
nice.
a tour. Never thought about that.
Where's
But
this
if
at?
it was a tea company, I'd be there in a flash. That's for sure. That's for sure. Well,
And you know, I'm glad you mentioned it earlier about the family and being here in America. We like to think of our tours as sort of that Made in America kind of show that we give to the public. Mr. Bob, who is the founder of the company, was born in 1930, so he turns 93 this May.
happy birthday.
And he comes in every day after he gets his work on the farm finished.
Good for him.
Yes, sir.
That's why he's able to live so long.
Exactly.
He's working away.
If you rest, you rust.
Well, thank you for opening your doors to me to come over here to see what's what, and I am positive that the people that we let everybody know that the show is coming to them, they're going to be absolutely ecstatic now they know the backstory behind how these horses end up becoming award-winning horses. Much success to you.
And
Thank
if
you,
they're
sir.
in Kentucky, they can come take a tour themselves.
Is that right? They can just come
Yeah,
in?
but-
Yes.
Call up.
The public.
Yeah, call first. Make sure.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We love giving tours. I always tell people it's more fun to talk about work than it is to do it. So
Indeed.
come on.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.